America. Welcome to Third Eye Knowledge. This is an APB for my brothers and sisters in my community in New Bedford marching this evening. They marched outside my window of my apartment and they went down that way. I wanted to say something to America tonight, and you need to hear it. And if any of the mainstream formats don't put this up, I'll make sure Progressive does. I'm asking for the help from TYT, the Majority Report, the Damage Report, and the David Pakman Show, that if you feel interested in the message that I'm about to send out to the country, feel free to use it. I want the protesters and rioters to please hear one thing that you guys need to work on, just one thing. Organize your destruction. What you guys want to do is you want to attack the power structure, which I was glad to see CNN get what they deserved. Now take it to Fox and MSNBC. I'm saying take it to the power structures because all they're doing on media right now, on these news stations, is utilize it for ratings and money. And George Floyd deserves so much more than a fucking news anchor asking why the rioting. I'll tell you why the rioting. Because for several hundred years in these communities, nobody has ever been heard. We would march, we would go to the governor's office, we would go to the courts, we would go everywhere we were told to go, and then sent back to nothing being changed. States across this country, after I do my research, that have begged and pleaded and cried with judges to lock up sick cops, still let them walk, and still let them patrol and enforce said law. Thousands of little children that have been raped by police. Little women, younger women snatched up in the cop cars and put in the sex trafficking rings. Do your research, America. That's why they're rioting. You have no idea what dirty cops have a power to do. So we take them out now. If anybody tries pulling this video, I'll just keep encouraging people to take you down. Because our communities deserve and demand, we demand and deserve access to decent public service, access to decent policing, access to decent housing, adequate healthcare, adequate food. The list goes on and on. So to everybody that is out there fighting the good fight, physically putting yourself in harm's way for a better future for your, not only this country, but for your communities and your children, please organize and take out the power structure. Start with the news stations. And if that doesn't work, you take it to the state government level. And if that doesn't work, you take it straight to Washington. And yes, obliterate anything or anyone that gets in your way. Because because you not only do certain nationalities, I don't want to quote the platforms of media on the cable television, because we all deserve it. Okay? And the people that most deserve it are African Americans and Hispanics. They deserve it the most. They're the first on the list, America. And we're right along behind them. Poor white folk. So, America, that's the truth. That is why you're seeing so many people blowing shit up, robbing stores. It's just a never-ending cycle, and it finally blew up in their face. So, as I continue to provide you information, Chuck Schumer said it himself, this country's never changed. Let's take it to Bernie Sanders. He's out there making a fucking presidential address with this shit. To better explain why I commented under Bernie Sanders' address to the public, we can't trust politicians right now, brothers and sisters. We can't. And what your leadership right now in Washington is doing is utilizing military against us. So will we win the battle? Will we win the battle? We will. The only way we lose this battle is back down. So to make the video short, I wish everybody a happy and healthy week if it's possible. To the rioters and the protesters, you're not rioting and protesting. You're changing the future of our country. And that's the biggest respect right there. It's not just a riot and it's not just a protest. It's long and overdue revolutionary change. Every 100 years, America, there is a revolution. And the reason why this revolution is happening now is because I will, through my research, sign off on the fact that yes, our communities got no access to COVID-19. Treatment, tests. Some of us didn't get access to absolutely anything. So that reason number one, that's just the igniting. That's igniting the problem. And then we take it to what we can never unsee. I can't believe how powerful that was. I can't believe how fucking powerful that was in that fucking court system out in Minneapolis. We're investigating it thoroughly. That's why I say, America, we need to assist in them, in their battle for revolution. The access and absolute right to human and public service. No more casteism, no more fascism. And yes, Trump is trying to make the Association of Anti-Fascists. It's actually an organization which is considered a terrorist organization by the Trump administration, and now he's going after them, anti-fascists. In this country, that is what's most needed. So that's just another reason to add on to why we should be supporting these protesters. It is time to take back this country and take back our futures. If we do not do this, America, we're done. Our children are done. So if any of you see this and you feel like this is wrong, we will find you. Because you are trying to stop a positively progressive revolution that this country can reach. This country can basically eradicate racism and make it against the law. Which it already should be. So the question to the right-wing community, the conservative community, the community of the power structure of that said media, of Fox, MSNBC, what is so wrong about these riots? There's nothing wrong with these riots because that would mean less money in your pockets. That's why you all find it wrong, and you need to be honest with that, and you need to sit with yourselves and say, yo, I'm a fucking shitbag. To go on national television and not only ask why, but to have politicians speak against our brothers and sisters in our community. That's wrong. So to end the video, America, I want all of us to think about this. What is wrong with revolution? What is wrong with fighting for change? Because this systematic change could take our communities to another positive level. Because I'll tell you right now, America, there's none of this racist shit going on in our community right now. We are trying to keep it that way. So, America, keep that in the back of your fucking heads when you wake up tomorrow morning and you go to check on Law Ingraham or Joe Scarborough or any of those other mainstream conservative anchors and tell me I'm fucking wrong. Let the consciousness and your awareness guide you through this experience. This is a fucking experience. It's emotional, it's intense. I know my videos are very emotional because I have human compassion. And that's something that a lot of my generation between the ages of 25 and 35 don't have. I do. I have every single compassion for every single one of the people targeted. So America, stay safe, stay conscious, and stay aware. Support your protesters. Because they're changing our future. And they're changing our future progressively. Not terrorism. This is not terrorism, America. I will beat that into your fucking brains if I have to. This is not terrorism. This is what we all call American. Welcome to the conscious revolution. We are at civil war. Peace and love.